What the crap? Well, that's... Hey, listen, folks, that's what happens when you do a live fucking show. Your entry music messes up and it makes it look like you're some weird psychopath. All right, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to Reel Me In, a movie podcast where you didn't really ask for it, but hey, I'm going to give it to you anyways. This is a podcast where I talk about anything, everything, and, well, anything about movies. I'm your host, Chase Lee, and I know you guys probably get tired of me talking for 30 minutes straight, so I usually bring guests on the show, and I haven't really brought one on in like 2.5 months or something like that, so I have officially kidnapped New Blood. He has never been on this show before, and I met him over YouTube and Facebook and stuff, and he comes from the movie community just like I do, and that's how we got to know each other, and this is the first time we've ever been on Skype talking. Like I said, his YouTube channel, he does movie reviews just like I do. He's really good at them. Like, listen, guys, I only subscribe to like a certain group of people, and he is one of them. Please welcome, but you know, be loving on him too. Is Bryan Sudfield? How you doing there, Bryan?
I'm good. How are you, Chase?
Pretty good. Bryan, so go ahead and tell the young folks and the souls out there that listen to my show where you are from and all about your YouTube channel and stuff.
Well, I'm from the great state of New Jersey. I do movie reviews. Occasionally, I do TV reviews. And I'm currently working on a short film called Don't Do It, which should be coming out in December. And, yeah, I love movies, and I love reviewing them. And in a few hours, I will be putting up a review for Gone Girl. So, looking forward to that. And Chase is an awesome movie reviewer. He's a great person overall, and I'm really excited to be on here. Thank you for having me, Chase.
Bryan, don't lie to the people. Just tell them that I got a gun to your head and I'm forcing you to do this.
Yes, he has a gun forced to my head, and he's forcing me to do this.
That's right. Go, Bryan. You go by the script now. All right. that would be terrible. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not violent. Don't call the cops on me. All right, so we got a stacked show for you today. I'm really excited to talk about the main topic, which is David Fincher, and Bryan and I both saw Gone Girl, so we're going to talk about that. And don't worry, no spoilers. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm not one of those assholes on YouTube. And then we'll do box office results for the weekend like usual. So let's get started. The trailers that came out this week. You know, there was a lot that came out, and I only picked two. I picked the best one, and I picked the worst one. So I'm going to start with the best one, and then we'll rant to the worst one. All right, so the one of the trailers that came out this week is Inherent Vice. This is the new movie written and directed from Paul Thomas Anderson, who wrote and directed There Will Be Blood, Boogie Nights, Magnolia, Punch Drunk Love, The Master. This guy is the master. Paul Thomas Anderson is one of my favorite directors ever. And Inherent Vice is an adaptation from a book written by Thomas Pynchon. And I've never read the book, but the trailer came out. I've been waiting for this movie. It's my most anticipated movie for the rest of the fall. The trailer does not disappoint. Oh, man, I love this trailer. It's like a weird stoner vibe, and it's super funny and stylistic. It's shot well. It's got the typical PTA tracking shots on the camera. Like, I'm looking forward to this, man. And it reminds me of Boogie Nights in that sense of like that kind of lively, fun, humorous movie, but it's also going to have, you know, deep emotional moments as well and philosophical stuff like any type of PTA movie where you watch the movie and you literally have to go home, cry in the fetal position and know what you just saw. That's the way it was after The Master. After The Master, I literally went home and I had to think about it. And I didn't cry too hard, but, you know, I cried a little bit because, you know, I was like, Paul Thomas Anderson, what are you doing to my head? So, Bryan, did you see the Inherent Vice trailer?
I did, and it looks amazing.
Are you a fan of Paul Thomas Anderson?
I am, actually. I've only seen a few of his movies. I've not seen Boogie Nights yet, and I really want to watch it so badly. But I love There Will Be Blood. I love Punch Drunk Love, and Magnolia to me is okay. The Master, actually, I have not seen. I forgot to say that. But I adore PTA. I think he's a great director. He's one of the best. And this movie looks like it's a Martin Scorsese and Quentin Tarantino film together with PTA. I think it looks amazing, and it looks hilarious. It looks awesome.
Right? I didn't even think of that comparison until you just said it with Quentin Tarantino vibe. I kind of get that too. I was talking to Jackson Shrout, which you all know. He's been on here multiple times, and he's way better at this than I am. But he said it had like a Big Lebowski vibe and like a Coen Brothers vibe. I was like, I can see that. So it looks like it's just a bunch of different vibes all together, but it still has that PTA flair, and I'm looking forward to it. I cannot wait for this movie.
I'm excited.
George McCann, who has also been on this podcast, he's already seen it, and he says it's awesome. It's just as good as everyone thinks it is. I'm looking forward to it. And to this day, I still thank Martin Graham, one of my friends who introduced me to PTA. So thank you, sir, for that. Because my first blood was from that show or from that director was Boogie Nights. That was the first one I ever saw from him, and I saw it when I was like really young, which I shouldn't have because it was about porn. But I watched it and I didn't really understand it. But when you like get older and you appreciate film, you go to film school and all that stuff, you watch and go, damn, that was a good movie. So, Bryan, after this podcast, you need to stop what you're doing, watch Boogie Nights, lock the door, get some hand lotion, and you're good to go. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm not going to, ladies and gentlemen, I don't condone masturbation either. So masturbation and murder, I do not condone. Yes, okay. So the second trailer to come out, all right. You guys ready for Rant Chase to come out? The second trailer that I'm going to talk about is Take 3 in. Not Taken because these studios want to confuse the fuck out of you and add the 3 instead of the E. So that trailer came out. Okay. I didn't see Taken 2 because I didn't want to. It looks like garbage. Taken 3, I don't want to see it. However, I will say that this trailer, it's kind of intriguing. I'm not going to lie. It's basically turning the tables on Liam Neeson's character, and now the cops, mafia, his next door neighbor, they're going after him. So it's kind of intriguing, but it's still a poop franchise because they should have just left it at the first one. Let's just leave it at that. But, you know, I was thinking about this the other day. The fact that they put Take 3 in, like they put the 3 instead of the E in between the like name like that, it makes sense now because if you look at the 3, it looks like an ass. It looks like ass cheeks. So I guess you can say that Take 3 in is like it's like an ass, and like there's like a little turd coming out of the 3 and like hitting the N of the title. So it's basically shitting on its own franchise. So listen, it makes perfect sense. 20th Century Fox, I figured out what you were doing. Congratulations, I figured out the puzzle to Take 3 in. You just want to let people know that you're shitting on your own franchise. That's all I gotta say about it. I mean, Bryan, did you see the Taken 3 trailer? And like, I mean, did you see the second one? Like, are you looking forward to the third one?
I will admit that I did see the second one.
Oh God.
And I went to see it with my buddies opening weekend. We were all looking forward to it, and we were all disappointed, as everyone else was.
Of course, like most of America was disappointed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I will admit that this trailer, while it still doesn't look good, it looks way better than Taken 2.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah,
Like,
I'll give you that. Like I said, I never saw Taken 2, but I saw the trailer. Everyone I talked to said it was garbage. Like, but this one, it looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, but am I gonna waste money and like go sit my ass in the theater to go see it? Like, have that motivation to get out of my house?
Yeah,
No.
I wouldn't waste more than like $3 for this movie. But I will admit that, like you said, him being on the chase is really interesting. And with oh god, what's his name? Forrest Whitaker added to the cast. That's something.
Yeah,
because
like
Forrest Whitaker's awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of interest in it. It's just I just don't want to like get out of my house and go to it.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
The sad thing is about this, like I didn't know about this until until the end of the trailer. I didn't know that Taken 3, or whatever you call it, is being directed by the same guy who made Taken 2. That's what sucks about it.
Whoops.
That's what's terrible about it.
But what's his name? Like Omega.
Olivia Megatron.
Olivia Megatrono, Optimus Prima,
like
Megatrona, Bumblebee. Like he got a Transformers name. So I just no. Okay, moving on. I don't want to talk about this poop movie. I don't want to give it any more fucking publicity than I already have. So those are the trailers that came out this week. If you have seen those trailers, comment at places where I upload my voice and let me know. Let's move on to the movie news because there's some stuff. There's some stuff flying around. Okay, so the rumor that was floating around the interwebs the other day, Avengers 3 could be broken up into 2 films. That's not going to happen. I can tell you that right now. However, Bryan doesn't know this, but I found this out today before I even started the show, and I'm going to go ahead and lay this on Bryan right now and see what he thinks. So apparently I was reading this article, and apparently there's a theory going around that Avengers 3, it will happen, but it won't be the key Avengers players. It'll actually be like secondary characters or characters that had their own standalone movie, and they're going to be in Avengers 3, and they would use like Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor to be like in Avengers 4 and have like this huge crossover movie with like the Guardians, them, and like the new people. That would be a really badass theory if that were the case, because here's the thing. Robert Downey Jr. signed for a 2-film deal, like after his contract ran up after the Avengers. Iron Man 3. And so he's doing Avengers 2, so that's 1. So he has 1 more left. Chris Evans has done, Cap 2, Avengers 2, and he's only got 2 more left as well. Cap 3's taking up one of those slots. Chris Hemsworth, he's got 2 films left. Thor 3 will probably take up one of those slots, so he's got 1 more left. I think it's a very interesting theory that they actually might use those key players in a future Avengers film so they don't use up their contract right away. I don't believe the 2 films thing will happen, but it's an interesting theory that they might hold those key players off for a future one and just use Avengers 3 as kind of like for the secondary characters and like the build up to Thanos, and then like in Avengers 4, like that will be Thanos. Or I don't know. Like Bryan, what do you think about all this nonsense, all this hoo hockey?
Well, about the film being split into 2 parts, I think that's complete bullshit. I think that's stupid.
Yeah, it's dumb.
It's completely unnecessary. I don't know why they would do that, but like you said with the Avengers 4 thing, I mean, it sounds interesting, but I don't know about it. I don't know yet.
Yeah, it
seems cool, but I don't know. It's tough.
Yeah, it's really tough. Like, we don't know what's going to happen because, okay, here's the thing. Marvel is not some dumb-ass studio. They know what they're doing. Like,
they do.
We should just trust them, and whatever they throw at us, we will eat up because I'm one of those brainwashing drones that will give Kevin Feige my account number, and I'll be like, just take all my money. I want to watch everything that you do. So, I don't understand, like, these rumors flying out about Avengers 3 being broken up into 2 films. Like, that just doesn't... Why? Like, no. Kevin Feige has plans up until 2020. Do you really think that one of those, 2 of those movie dates are Avengers 3 broken up? I don't think so. They're a lot smarter than that. It doesn't make any sense to me. So that's the first piece of news. And I just had to bring that up because that was like the biggest superhero thing to come out this week. The second piece of news is that Adam Sandler has been signed on by Netflix to do 4 original movies for them. I'm going to keep it short and brief. I don't care. Listen, I actually like Adam Sandler a lot. I think he's funny when he's funny, and I love his dramatic work. If you guys have not seen Men, Women, and Children, that is a subdued role that he accentuates from like just, small little quips. He's not over the top. He's very relaxed, very calm. And so that it works. And so I don't know if they're going to be comedies, dramas, whatever, but I don't care. Just do them. Like, if they suck, I won't watch them. Like, I don't, yeah, there's really nothing more to say. Like, if they suck, I won't watch them, but I will give them a shot, though, because I'm actually really curious to see what they'll do for Netflix. Brian, what do you think about all this?
I don't really care either. I mean, I really like Adam Sandler. I love his dramatic work. I love him in Punch Drunk Love. Reign Over Me, he's amazing in.
Yeah.
He's amazing in that movie. Funny People, he was excellent in that movie, even though the movie itself was okay. And I've yet to see Men and Women and Children. But from what I'm hearing, like you said, I'm hearing he's really good in the movie.
Yeah, he's awesome in the movie. He's one of my favorite parts.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just because like he's so dialed back, and it goes back to that Punch Drunk Love era where he's awesome, and that Reign Over Me era where it's like Adam, I love you, buddy. Like, please do more stuff like this.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like, Paul Thomas Anderson just needs to get a hold of Adam Sandler again and write another movie for him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't care. A lot of people are super angry. It's like, no one's forcing you to watch these. Like, who is Netflix going to come to your house and be like, hey, listen, it's going to be okay. And they're going to coddle you and be like, listen, you're going to watch these movies and you're going to like them, okay? Like, no one's forcing you. And like, I've seen a lot of people just super angry. It's like, we have no idea what's up their sleeves. It could be something really cool. So, because Netflix, when they do original work, I'm totally in. I love House of Cards. I love, what's the other one?
Orange is the New Black?
That one's okay.
I love it. I actually really dig it.
Okay,
but I mean, like whatever you want. House of Cards, I'm gonna start watching really soon. Like, I really want to watch it.
Yeah.
And what's the other show on Netflix? Oh God, what's the other?
I know,
show?
right? Like, I'm blanking. Like, I mean, they did like Hemlock Grove. I didn't really like that one.
Yeah, I didn't watch that. I didn't really care for that one.
Yeah, no, forget that one. I like the 4th season of Arrested Development. I actually really liked it. I don't know why people don't like that one either. I love.
I have yet to get into. I am binge watching a lot of shows right now. Right now, I'm in the middle of Malcolm in the Middle, so I'm gonna watch Arrested Development very soon.
Okay, yeah, watch that show. It's hilarious, and I actually really like the 4th season. So Netflix, produce whatever you want, because I will at least give it a shot. If it's Adam Sandler, I will still give it a shot. All right, the last piece of news is that the Tetris movie is coming.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, I know. That's the first reaction. That's the first thing I said as soon as I heard that. I mean, what the hell is it going to be about? Like, in a world where a lonely straight piece is wanting to get into that slot, it will travel across multiple galaxies to get into that slot, or it will complete the Tetris game, and all 4 of the rows will be erased. Like, yeah, it's like, ooh, this is gonna be a nail biting a movie. It's gonna be like a straight up thriller. Like, can you imagine like the row of Tetris pieces down at the bottom, and the long piece is going super slow, and you see like the open slot where it's supposed to go, and it's going super slow, and then like right to the left it like misses. I mean, like, seriously, what the fuck is it gonna be about? Listen, I don't know who's making this movie, but Tetris, why? So that's all I have to say about that.
Yes,
like, this is stupid, so dumb. We don't have to say any more about it because.
Thank God.
If you are a reasonable person, you should know that this is a dumb idea.
Oh, I know that it's a dumb idea. Believe me. Like,
yeah, no, me and Bryan are smart. We know that this. If we were studio executives, this would be like one of the worst decisions ever.
Listen to this. There were the day after the news was announced. There were kids in my school talking about this, and like little freshmen, because I'm a junior in high school. These little idiotic freshmen were like, "Oh, you're so excited for the Tetris movie! Oh yeah, it's gonna be amazing!" Like. Oh my God! I'm like, I just want to punch you right now, kid.
Oh my God! I haven't been to high school in let's see, I'm 24, so 6 years. So I guess high school has changed a lot.
It's changed. It's different. Believe me.
The fact that freshmen like the Tetris movie scares the shit out of me. Okay.
I don't know what goes on in their heads. They're so tiny and they think they know better, and yet they don't.
Oh, man. Brian, I'm surprised that you don't go home and, like, cry every night. Because you have to go to a school with, like, people that love Tetris, the Tetris movie. So that's it about that. So all the news stories that we talked about, comment that place to rub below my voice and let me know. All right. You guys ready for this? Let's lay down some Fincher logic, some Finch-tastic movies. David Fincher, he is one of my favorite directors in my lifetime because I grew up. I was born in '90, and I believe what was it, Seven that came out in the '90s.
Yeah, 7.
Something like that. So that was the first one I was ever exposed to, and I really liked it. Like that was the first thing I watched, and I was like, yes. Like, come on, who doesn't remember? Like, what's in the fucking box? Like,
What's in the box?
yeah, what's in the box? Like, I mean, that's how Brad Pitt got Angelina Jolie to get in the sack. Like, he was just like, "Hey, Angelina, what's in the fucking box?" And she's like, "Why don't you, come on, big boy, and find out." Like, anyways, moving past that really terrible sex joke. David Fincher is an amazing director. He's very meticulous in his shots. He is a perfectionist. If you guys have seen The Social Network, the opening scene with Jesse Eisenberg and Rooney Mara, that I believe they did like 100 takes of that, just that one scene, because David Fincher is a perfectionist. And am I going to complain about that? No, because his movies look beautiful. All of his movies, the cinematography is immaculate. It's ridiculously good. And his direction towards the actors and the way they do their performances, like he gets these performances out of these actors that we've never seen before. And he's really good at doing that. I mean, I've already praised the guy enough and like explained why I like him. I'm going to just tell you right now, I like all of his movies. I really do. I don't think he has made a bad movie. And yes, I'm including Alien 3 in that category because it still has his stamp on it, kind of. Like, it still looks good. And so, to pick my favorite, holy shit, that's tough. Like, I'll give you my top 3, just right off the bat. I'll go 7 at number 3. I'll go The Curious Case of Benjamin Button at number 2, which is going to shock people. I really liked it. And then number 1, Social Network, hands down. I think out of all the ones he's done like dark thrillers. The Social Network. Who would have thought that you would make a movie so compelling about a fucking website? Like, that's what's so great about it, is that you marry David Fincher and Aaron Sorkin, and they have this lovely baby called The Social Network, and they pop it out of their vagina, and it's just a great combination because Aaron Sorkin is a fantastic writer. Everything that he does is written so well, and just it's so the words they just ooze out like attention grabbing, like everything that comes out of a character's mouth you want to listen to, and so. That would be my top 3. I love all of them, though. Let's not discredit that. I own all of his movies. But those are the 3 I think of right now that are my favorite. I saw Gone Girl, but I will let that sink in for a while and see where it compares with all the other movies like later down the road. But Fincher is an amazing director. If you guys have not seen Seven, Panic Room, The Social Network, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, Gone Girl, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, which I think is better than the Swedish version, and the Swedish version is the original. I know that, but Fincher, I think made a better adaptation of that book. So he's just a great director, and I've gone on long enough and have come in my pants from this amazing guy's work. Because as a filmmaker, because Bryan is a filmmaker too, he's just an amazing filmmaker, and you love watching people that are master at their craft. So enough kissing David Fincher's ass. I'll let Bryan kiss his ass now. So Bryan, what do you think of David Fincher, and what are your some of his favorite movies and whatnot, and just overall what you think of him?
David Fincher, one of the best filmmakers working today, like you said. I have not seen every film of his. The only films of his that I haven't seen are The Game and
I love The Game. Oh, Bryan, you will listen. Sidebar, real quick. The Game.
Okay.
The Game has the best twist. One of the best twists I've ever seen. In the sense of I never saw it coming. A lot of people hate the twist, the very end, but I enjoyed the build up so much to it that the ending didn't really piss me off. I was like, hey, I didn't see that coming. I enjoy it. But anyways, continue on. Just whenever you get a chance to see The Game, I want you to message me right back and go, holy shit, I didn't see that coming at all.
That will happen indeed. I every film of his I loved. I mean, I started watching Dragon Tattoo like last week, and it was like midnight. I watched it at midnight, and I never got a chance to finish it. I only finished about an hour of it, and I was into it. The thing is, I was just so tired I couldn't finish it, and I never got a chance to finish watching it. But the thing about that movie that impressed me the most was Rooney Mara. She's amazing in the movie, and that opening sequence is literally one of the best opening sequences I've ever seen in a movie ever.
I will I can't argue with that because I remember I worked at the movie theater around that time that movie came out, and I saw the midnight show, and like I was super tired, and like I was the only one in the theater, I think, or I might have saw it with a couple people, but when the opening came on, it's like it really sets the mood for the entire movie, and it was really well done. It was creative, and it's like it just stains your eyeballs because it's like you're about to watch something really fucked up. And yeah, I totally agree with that. It's a very, very good opening.
Yeah, but like I love Fight Club. Who doesn't love Fight Club? Yes, I broke the rule. I apologize.
I love Fight Club. Like, I don't understand why people don't like it.
A lot of people I know, like I got about like 5 people from my school into the movie. Like I told them, guy or girl, you need to watch this movie right now. Get off your phone. Just pay attention to the amazingness that is Fight Club. And then they text me 2 hours later, and they're like, "What the hell did I just watch?"
Exactly. Exactly. Let the Fincher get into your mind and really fuck up your brainwaves. Like,
yeah,
that's what I really like about David Fincher. He really makes some dark subject matter, and when we get into Gone Girl, that movie's definitely no different. He makes dark movies.
Yeah.
Benjamin Button's like the lightest movie he's ever done, and I mean that's got like strong dramatic stuff in it, but like it's not like a
a
dark gritty thriller like he's used to doing. I would say that
I don't hate the movie. I like it, but in a way, I kind of felt like it was his Forrest Gump.
Yeah,
and
I'm okay with that though. I think every
it's
director
fine,
should.
But like,
yeah,
I think I went in overhyped.
Okay,
and
yeah, that makes sense.
I wasn't impressed with it as much.
Okay, I mean every person I've talked to, like I've never asked or heard anyone say they hated it, but like people are like, you're like, yeah, I liked it, but it wasn't like Fincher's best. I can respect that. I really liked it. I really liked the story and stuff, and I think every director should make like different genre type movies and kind of test the waters. And I think Fincher did a pretty great job with it. And he's worked with Brad Pitt before with 2 other ones, so I mean, like you knew it was like a match made between those two. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just a fucking sap, and I really like that stuff. But I really enjoyed that one. But yeah, I think Bryan agrees. Like David Fincher's one of the best. So he came out with a new one. Now Fincher only makes movies like every couple years, so he's not one of these directors that pumps out something really fast. Like he takes his time, and like when his movies come out, it's like an event. It really is.
Yeah.
Because like when I heard about Gone Girl, I was super pumped. Fincher's doing another movie. When I saw the trailer, I was super into it. The second trailer, God, just give me the movie. So Gone Girl has come out. Bryan, I will ask you first. What did you like about the movie, and what did you dislike about the movie?
I gotta be completely honest with you. I actually liked everything about this movie. This is one of my favorite movies of the year. It could be my favorite movie of the year so far. I have no idea. I was so engaged from the beginning to the end. The performances really impressed me, especially Ben Affleck and Rosamund Pike.
Yes.
Mainly Rosamund Pike. Oh my God, I've always loved her, and now she's shown herself to the mainstream audience, and she could potentially, and I really hope she does, she could get an Oscar nomination for Best Actress, and she might win, which I wouldn't be disappointed by, because her performance just blew my mind. One of the best female performances I've seen in years. I gotta be honest, it might be better, and people don't hate me on this, it might be better than Kate Blanchett in Blue Jasmine. I'm just saying.
Hey, listen, I can't disagree with you. I really can't. So, okay. So, yeah, I agree with all of that. It's one of those movies that when you get done watching it, you sit there and go, holy shit, what did I just watch? Just like every other Fincher movie. Like, you sit there and go, wow, that just, like, burned into my retinas.
Yeah.
It really is. Like, it's, it's a really fucked up movie. It really is.
Very fucked up.
It shows, like, two people that are married and they're both fucked up in their own ways. And, like, that's what's great about it, is it doesn't Hollywoodize, like, a perfect couple in suburbia. I think it's a great, like, satire on what we think a marriage is in suburbia. Because, like, we're just like, oh, it's the perfect house with the perfect wife, and the husband, the wife stays home, she's the housewife. And so, like, I think it's a fantastic look at, like, just something completely different of what people actually are. Like, we're animals. Listen, as human beings, we're fucking animals. Just deal with it. But, like, these two people are so fucked up that, like, when we see people in suburbia, we don't even think about that. We don't think about how these people actually are. We just think that they're perfect from the outside, but on the inside, it's a completely different story. And I think it's great showing that look on that movie. And also, it's a look at how media portrays society, like when they break news stories towards men and women. Because I'm not going to lie, this movie's anti-women. In a way.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
It definitely is.
It's definitely anti-women, which is interesting because the author of the book is a female, and she also wrote the screenplay to this movie, and so it's interesting how it's anti-women and stuff, and it's how the media portrays men in cases like this where they're just like, oh, the husband definitely did it, and they're like, we don't really think, like, oh, what if the woman's really fucked up, like Rosamund Pike's character in this movie, and how the women come back and, like, they're just like, oh, poor you, and, like, so it's a really good look on how the media portrays, like, society, and, like, how they break news stories and marriages and whatnot. But Brian's right. The acting in this is top notch, just like in every Fincher movie. Ben Affleck, I've always loved Ben Affleck, and I can't wait to see him as Batman. I've always been on the Batfleck train. He's a great actor, and he's a great director. This movie is a completely different role that he's ever done, but I really liked it. Like, he really made it his own character. Rosamund Pike, though, she still does a show. She really does. Like, her performance is batshit crazy, and she really delivers. Like, any actress could probably do this role, but it's a tough role to pull off. And, Fincher saw something in Pike where he was just like, I can bring this out of her. And she really does. And so, the acting is top notch. And it's like what Bryan said, like, I would be shocked if she didn't at least get a nomination. She might not win, but I would be shocked if she didn't at least get a nomination for Best Lead Actress. The acting all around is good. I even like Tyler Perry as the lawyer. The one thing I didn't really care for, and this is why I'm going to dock my grade just a little bit, is Neil Patrick Harris. I love the dude. I love How I Met Your Mother, and I think he's one of the greatest entertainers. I just think anyone could play his role. It's not saying he did a bad job. It's just like, when I remember this movie 10 years down the road, I'm going to go, Rosamund Pike and Ben Affleck were badass. All right, so that's what happens when you do things live, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on just a second.
Something just happened.
Yeah. That's the first thing. That's the first time that's ever happened. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently my internet crapped out on. It's probably because we were talking about Fincher so much and like the servers just blew. But my internet went off and it came back on, so I apologize for that. So I hope everyone stayed on to listen because they probably stopped after that. Anyways, Gone Girl is amazing. It's shot well. The acting is well. Its direction is really, really good. The music by Trent Reznor is fantastic. It's the same guy who also did the soundtrack to Social Network, which is one of Fincher's best soundtracked movies he's done. That and Dragon Tattoo for sure. But yeah, Neil Patrick Harris is like the only thing I didn't really like about it, but I can look past it because it is Fincher. It ends on a dark note. It doesn't end on anything happy or anything really like Hollywoodized. It like ends on this dark, chilling note that you just go, "Oh damn!" Like it's just like a "Oh damn" moment. But me and Bryan have spieled about this long enough. We both urge you to go see this movie. Like, please give it a shot, especially if you're a film buff, or if you're a Fincher buff, if you're an Affleck buff, a Rosamund Pike buff. Because I'll be honest, I didn't really like Rosamund Pike in anything she's done so far. She's a okay actress, but I never thought she was good. This just like completely just kicked my own ass. I was like, okay, she's definitely got something, and I can't wait to see more from her. So, Bryan, what would you give this? What would you rate this movie?
Well, like I told you before, I had no problems with this movie. I gave this movie an A+. I loved it. I thought it was incredible. It's not David Fincher's best to me. His best is The Social Network, but it's definitely one of his best, without a doubt.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10, which is an A. So we both highly recommend it. Yeah, I really liked Gone Girl.
Yeah, I loved it as well.
I really cannot wait to see it again, just like every other Fincher movie. All right, so that's our section on Gone Girl and David Fincher. So comment that place right below my voice and let me know what you think about Gone Girl, David Fincher, and all that jazz. So the box office results for the weekend are up, and I'm going to have Bryan guess the top 5. And I will tell you what the actual chart is. So, Bryan, try to guess what the top 5 box office result of the weekend is.
Okay, number 5, Maze Runner. 4, Equalizer. 3, Box Trolls. 2, oh god, this is tough. Annabelle at number 2, and at number 1, Gone Girl. Hope this is good enough.
Okay, I'm going to tell Bryan right now, I'm going to tell everyone right now, he was super close to getting a perfect run. He's the only one to almost get it perfect. He switched 3 and 4. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
If he would have swapped those, he would have had a perfect... but listen, I'm looking at the list right now, and this thing is close. Number 5 is The Maze Runner with 12 million. It's up to 73 domestic, 192 worldwide, and on a budget of 34, double that to break even. Mm-hmm. So you're looking at 68. Shit, it's already made its money back plus some major profit. The sequel's coming, so just get ready for that. Number 4 is The Box Trolls at 12,425,000. So it actually outbeat The Maze Runner by almost $500,000. And its domestic haul is 32, worldwide 58. Its budget is 60, so it's got a little ways to go to break even. I really liked it, and I'm really rooting for it, and I love Leica, but I just don't think it's going to make its money back. Number 3 is The Equalizer with 19 million. Its domestic haul so far is at 64, worldwide at 104. Budget is 55, so it's actually a few million away from breaking even, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a sequel. All right, so this is one of the closest 1 and 2 spot I've ever seen. Annabelle and Gone Girl both came out this weekend, so they both scored the top 2 spots. What's number 1? Number 2 is Annabelle with 37,200,000. I don't know the production budget because it doesn't have it listed, but that's insane. So Gone Girl's number 1. How much did it make? $38 million. So wow. it actually outbeat Annabelle by $800,000. that's impressive. It's actually the highest debut of any Fincher film, which is excellent. I was a little scared because The Conjuring debuted with like 40 million.
Yeah.
So I was like, ooh, shit, Annabelle's probably going to debut around the same. So Gone Girl beat it by 800,000. That's awesome. Domestic 38. Worldwide it's at 62, and its budget was 61. So if word of mouth keeps going and it keeps garnering more and more money every weekend, it'll definitely make its money back, plus some. So I'm looking forward to it. So congratulations, Gone Girl, you're badass. Yeah, I'm really impressed at those numbers. So so sorry about that again, guys. That breakup in the middle. Hopefully everyone stayed tuned, I guess. But yeah, that will do it for today's show, guys. As always, I have a sponsor for these shows. Let me go ahead and pull her up here. I lost. Okay. The sponsor today is CobraCoins.com. They specialize in creating fully customized coins for any occasion that you can call your own. Something unique that you can own that no one else can get. Like, you'd be like, where'd you get that? Like, I got it from Cobra Coins. So if you have like a movie logo you want to put on a coin or something, like Star Wars, a Marvel movie, whatever, just ask and they can probably do it. These coins are collected by video gamers and movie buffs everywhere. Seriously, like, it's a really good thing, especially if you're a coin collector. Cobra Coins is trusted by many police departments around the nation, not to mention the U.S. Coast Guard, Air Force, and even your neighborhood-friendly Walmart. Create your customized coins today at CobraCoins.com and receive a 10% off discount by mentioning my name, Chase Lee. CobraCoins.com, cold-blooded, hot prices. So that will do it for today's show, guys. I'm glad Bryan was able to join. If you guys like Bryan more than me, which is totally understandable because all my guests kick ass on this show, just let me know. And if you want Bryan back, if you are clamoring for this kid, I will make sure that he's on a future episode, and he probably will because Bryan, you were a good guest, sir. Go ahead and tell the peeps out there where they can find you.
You can find me at youtube.com/Bryan Sudfield or on Twitter at BryanSuds98. That's BryanSudz98.
All right, yeah. Follow this guy, guys. Like, his YouTube channel is great. I like his reviews. Like I said, I only subscribe to a handful of movie reviewers, and he is one of them. So, yeah, follow Bryan. If you guys want to follow me on Spreaker here, you can do just that, so you can get up to dates on live shows. If you guys want to look at me at iHeartRadio, I'm also on there too. Facebook.com/Real Reviews with Chase Lee. Give that page a like. That's where you can get up to dates on all podcasts and movie review related videos. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, it's at Real Chase Lee, REEL Chase Lee. Tweet at me. Tell me what you think about the show. If it sucks, I'll still read it out. I'll give you a shout out. If you like it, I don't care. Like, if you guys want to bash me, that's totally fine. I've had some bashers before. I welcome it. If you guys want to subscribe to my YouTube page where I have a web series on there, I have short films, I have trailer dubs, I have movie reviews. There's a bunch of shit on there, guys. You guys can probably occupy yourselves for at least a couple hours on my channel. It's youtube.com/Shabutnik75, capital S, lowercase HABOOTNIK75. And like I said, I want to thank our sponsor, CobraCoins.com. And I apologize for the internet thing. I will definitely yell at my roommates and ask them what the hell just happened. But hopefully he's stuck in there. So yeah, that will do it for this week's episode, guys. Next week, I have George McCann on if he wants to come on the podcast, because he saw a bunch of movies at the New York Film Festival, and so I'm going to ask him about all of them, including one of the trailers that we mentioned today, Inherent Vice. So tune in next week, next Sunday, for Reel Me In: a movie podcast, for another episode of Terrible Glory that you can listen to in the morning on your way to work, at night, or whenever you guys listen to. I don't know. When do you guys listen to this? Like, how you guys doing? Like tell me about your lives. This is the thing about this podcast. I want to engage with you guys and talk movies. So that will do it for this week's episode, guys. I'm Chase Lee. That's Bryan Sudfield. I will see you guys next week for hopefully George McCann coming on. yeah, have a good night. Have a good day. Whenever you listen to, I don't know when you guys. If you guys want to listen to this on the toilet while you're taking a shit, like it's okay. I won't judge you. I might judge you a little bit. Okay, I'll see you guys next week.